Boom. Welcome back to the Shadow Mark podcast. I am Derek Thompson. If you hear me breathing heavy, it's because our current guest right now gets me all hot and heavy, man. I tell you what, man, it's just like it's something else. And if you listen to his music, you'll understand what I'm talking about too. But with me, as always, is Mr. TJ Davidson.
What's up, guys?
And joining us tonight is Elliot Mckenzie. He's got a hell of a story. We're super excited to talk to him, veteran musician. And I mean, let's just let him introduce himself and let's get to know him a little bit.
Well, as you guys know, thank you for the intro, by the way, Derek. My name's Elliot Mckenzie, U.S. Marine Corps veteran turned R&B singer-songwriter. Long story short, got out of the Marine Corps after going to Iraq and dealt with a lot of negative shit. Ended up turning that negative shit into a positive, and now I'm able to use music to inspire people around the world. So that's the extremely short version.
I like
But
it.
yeah,
We're going to dive into the long version too, so we'll have fun with it, man. So let's
Love
just
it.
talk. You were born and then you were raised by a family, probably. You decided to go to the Marine Corps. What was that decision process like, man? Because, you know, we can all sit there and everyone's like, you know, Marines are idiots. And, you know, the publicity isn't really great for Marines, you know?
Right. Yeah. So my decision to go into the Marine Corps was because of the fact that the Marine Corps is the most elite branch of service, pretty much. That's the way I saw it when I was in high school. All those old 90s Marine Corps commercials. The one that got me was the one of the Marine on the bridge slaying the big dragon with the NCO sword.
Oh, hell yeah.
I fell in love with it, loved it, and I was like, I want to do that. You know, in high school, I had always strived for the best in everything that I did throughout my entire adolescence. And so when it came time for me to like pick a military branch, I was like, what's the top? And I was obviously the Marine Corps. So that's where I ended up.
Yeah, still is, man. We still just we wreck shop. We're both Marine vets. You know, why would you choose anything else other than you're intelligent, probably? But you know,
stupidity.
Yeah, like I should have gone to the Air Force. When you get out and you're like, I should have joined the Air Force, man.
You said it wrong, bro. It's Chair Force.
It is the Chair Force. We all love our Chair Force friends, though, kind of.
Or Hair Force, because
oh my God, their haircuts.
I mean, like they're beautiful, but
the locks, the wavy locks,
the
long
beautiful
flowing locks.
I wish I could have that, man. I could, I guess. I was thinking about growing a mullet and permanent and doing that whole thing. You know,
do it, bro.
Really pursue the country artist look.
Rock it out.
I'm gonna go for it, man.
I just said real heavy on the Billy Ray Cyrus.
There it is. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be what's up, man. Go with Billy Ray. I love Billy.
I'm going for the skullet because I'm balding on top. So I
can just call you TJ Cyrus.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I think he's already Mr. Fister. I think is his.
Yeah.
I think that's what we got. What we decided. I think
Shannon
Book called him Mr. Really Fister. Is. So that's what we're going with. He's our Navy doc musician friend who. Like he said, the docs are trained supposed to keep Marines out of trouble, and he's like, I don't know any that did.
All I heard was fist. So
yeah,
Navy.
I mean, yeah,
we
you
already
can
know
fist in the Navy, you know, everywhere. Yeah. We're all about that, you know. As long as you have your socks on, though, it's not gay. So
throw a little bit on your fist.
And thus brings up Hero Socks. We should get you to Hero Socks. I mean, Hero Sock.
Down. Do it. I'm down.
Have you heard about Hero Stock?
No, tell me about it.
So Hero Stock is an event getting put on by Jason Steiner, one of our very good friends. He's kind of putting together like a media company in Ashland, Nebraska is where it's going to be this year. It's going to be basically a big veteran music festival is what it's going to turn into. So he's having veteran musicians come play this show. They're doing cornhole. They're doing ruck marches. They're doing all this stuff. But it's growing so fast. They've got like thousands of people coming. Yeah, and he outgrew the venue. Next year, he's looking to do like a series, like a concert series. So 3 nights worth of concerts with veteran musicians. He's looking to bring in, you know, some bigger name bands, like you know, Five Finger Death Punch, stuff like that, just to give the veteran artist, a bigger crowd. So but you don't need a big crowd. You're playing the fucking Staples Center soon. So,
well, I got lucky. I get to do the Staples Center because I've been able to build really good relationships out here in LA.
Hell yeah.
And so I've performed for, I want to say 4. Yeah, I've performed 4 times at the Staples Center now.
That's so cool.
The national anthem 4 times, and then for a couple of those games, a halftime show. And then I'm going back again in 5 days, I want to say, to go do the national anthem and then a halftime show for an LA Sparks game.
That's
So
awesome.
It's badass,
it's an
man.
honor every single time. I never thought that I'd ever be performing at a venue like that. So to be able to have that opportunity is always a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna dive back into this. I gotta stay on topic. I'm the host, damn it.
Do it.
Your Marine Corps career. What'd you do in the Marine Corps?
So I got sidetracked in a good way. So I went into the Marine Corps wanting to just be an 0311 because I saw 9/11. I was like, I want to go kill bodies. How do I do that?
Right.
My recruiter was like, go 03. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, 0311, got it. In recruit training, I got sidelined because I got selected for what's called Presidential Support Duty, or Yankee White, as some of us might know it. And for those of you watching who don't know what it is, basically there's a very small handful of Marines who are selected to help guard the President of the United States in Washington, D.C. You have to be an 03 in order to do that. And those Marines are hand selected. And they do that selection during recruit training before you're even a Marine, because that's when I got selected. They came in, my drill instructor, one of my drill instructors and my senior drill instructor were like, hey, Mckenzie, you've got this meeting. You got picked for something. Be here at this time. I went to the building and it was like, hey, you group of recruits have been selected for possibly going to this thing. I ended up doing it. So I ended up going into security forces. And then after security forces school, I ended up going to, I got the wrong orders, believe it or not, fucking Marine Corps, right? They gave me the wrong orders from SOI to security forces school. And then from security forces school, they sent me to FAST team. So Fleet Anti-Terrorism Security Team.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in first FAST for 6 months on accident while they fixed my orders. And then they sent me over to Washington, D.C. And I was part of Yankee White for about a year and I want to say a year and a half. And then from there, I went to Camp Pendleton with 1st Battalion, 5th Marines as an 0311, my primary MOS. With them, I went to Ramadi, Iraq in 05. And then we did the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit in Oki in Okinawa, Japan in 2006. And then I ended up getting out of the Marine Corps in 07.
Man, that's freaking awesome. I love that for you. I think I've got like one other buddy that did anything with the president. He's presidential flight crew. But,
yeah.
I'm just like, you guys got selected for some cool shit, man. I was just an asshole. I mean, I think that's what me and TJ did. We were professional assholes, and that's really.
I mean, I got fucked a lot, so that's cool, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Like literally fucked or green weenie fucked.
Like like both.
Oh, okay. I like the sound of that.
We served together, you know. You can't expect anything less. You see this mustache? Mustache rides are free. You know,
right? I'm in.
But yeah, I think we went to Afghanistan and we kind of saw a different side of it. And from what I've heard, Iraq was pretty different, you know.
I was just talking about that today with some Afghan vets because of the fact that Afghanistan was so mountainous with the terrain and Iraq was so urban. It was just different types of combat because of the environments were so different.
Right. And I think people, they kind of know your story if they listen to your music, but let's give like the soft core PG-13 version of this.
Okay.
For those that don't know your story, I don't know how much TJ follows you. I'm a kind of a nerd, I saw you on that TV and just like nerded out over you. So,
oh, thanks.
I did.
Okay. What part of it do you want to talk about?
Well, let's just go through kind of the whole thing like together that you want to talk about because the show's for you, man.
Right.
It's for you to elaborate on your story and get your story out there.
Yeah. So Iraq specifically?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Iraq.
So I went over to Ramadi in 2005 with 1st Battalion, 5th Marines as an 0311. While I was there, we didn't do any vehicle patrols. We all did my entire battalion, if I remember correctly. Yeah, my entire battalion, we all did foot patrols. There were a lot of Marines that were going out to Iraq that were doing vehicle patrols in Humvees, but we walked everywhere. And so like your average day for us, or for me at least, was wake up at the crack of dawn, like 05, get ready, do a mission brief, walk out the gate and walk through Ramadi. And basically most of our missions were just wait until they shoot at us and then we shoot back. Because as you know, ROI over there, or those who might not know, rules of engagement over there were basically don't shoot them until they shoot at you first, because we didn't know who our enemy was because they were blending in with the civilians.
Right.
So that was pretty much the average day. Wake up at the crack of dawn, do a mission brief, a patrol brief, go on the morning patrol, and then just repeat. And we would do 2 to 3 patrols a day, one in the morning, one after lunch, and then one at night. And then every Thursday night at, I believe it was 8:30 p.m. for you civilian types, 20:30 for you vets, we would do like a mine sweep, if you will. So we teamed up with the Army, and they had, I forget the name of it, like Amtracs or something like that. They had some kind of special vehicle that had like mine sweepers on the front of it. We would walk behind those and we would like detect IEDs basically. And that was every Thursday night. That was once a week. And then other than that, it was just literally just go on patrols and wait to get shot at. Yeah, and then once in a while we had HVT missions and specific missions that we would go on. But the majority of it was just like, let's go on a patrol and see if they shoot at us today.
Yeah, and I don't think people kind of understand like the mental stress that puts you through, but it's also kind of like a stress relief thing being overseas for at least most of the guys I've talked to, because it's like you don't have all the like normal stressors that you have back stateside. It's like wake up and don't die today, and that's like that's it. And pretty much, there's a lot of the time where I'm just like, I kind of like that again. That would kind of be nice. Is just like don't die today.
Yeah,
as opposed to everything I deal with. Because being a civilian sucks.
It's hard. Yeah, the transition is a nightmare for a lot of guys.
Like,
and girls. Yeah,
like I did it, but I mean, I'm not doing well at it by any means, Which I was laughing because you're talking about the minesweepers. TJ was actually driving those. A lot in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they were like, he's cannon fodder. So
it was probably a MRAP that you're thinking of.
It probably was. It was some Army tracked vehicle.
Oh, okay.
They somehow detected IEDs in the road, and they would dig them out and
that's nice.
Fucking,
yeah, that's the Army having nice shit.
Shut them down or whatever.
Yeah.
TJ's was like, just run over it and it'll blow up.
That's how that's how I detected them, is if I blew one up because I ran it over, like, oh, there it was. Found it.
Marine Corps way, man. The Marine Corps way.
Yeah.
It's just like us taking the what is that? God, what's the rotary fucking the one that turns into a plane?
Oh,
the Osprey.
The Osprey. It's like the Osprey. We're like, where we took that because the Air Force was like, man, we're just killing people left and right with this thing. And they're like, Marine Corps is like, we'll take it.
We'll take anything.
We'll take it, man. You're gonna waste all that money? Don't waste the money. We'll kill pilots with it. That's fine.
They finally figured it out.
Yeah, I think they're good now, but it took
forever. Long freaking time for them to figure that whole system and series out. And that really is that's like my favorite part about the Marine Corps is like, we just get hand-me-downs and we make more use out of like old shit than everyone else does with the best equipment they can have, and then they can work. And then they're complaining about the equipment they have. And I'm
that's the whole like
improvise,
adapt, and overcome thing was all like I thought it was like momotivational at first, like hell yeah, we'll figure it out, the adversity, and then come to find out like no, like you have to, or you're gonna fucking die because we have shitty equipment and don't know how to use it. And
I wasn't sure where to go with this first, so I'll just dive into it. Like like boot camp when you're doing like cadences and stuff, did you just keep that shit up?
I fucking loved it because I knew that I wanted to be a Marine from the time I was a little kid. And so I would listen to cadences. I don't know if you guys know, but like there's actually a very old school running cadence like that you can listen to, like running to cadence with Marines. And then there's like volume 1, 2, and 3. They came out fucking years and years ago. So I would run to those in high school, preparing myself to become a Marine. And so when we did it in recruit training, it was fucking magical to me because I was like, it used to be in my ears. Now I'm really doing it in real life, so it was exciting for me, like
that's cool.
I wanted to be a Marine. So recruit training, as hard as it was at times, it was really exciting for me because for me, it was making a childhood dream come true, and I was living it, and so it was fun.
Absolutely.
As weird as that sounds.
No, I get it, man. I think I had fun at boot camp too until like there was one day I didn't have fun. That was about it. But even though looking back at it, I was like, it was a pretty good time. You know, I got fucked with a lot because, you know, and then that was the first time I had someone genuinely wish death upon me.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Like my junior hat was like, I hope you drop a bomb and blow yourself up, you stupid son of a bitch. And I was like, I think he means that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's in a loving way, so I'll take it, you know. Like, I don't know how you tell somebody to go kill themselves in a loving way, but you know, the Marine Corps knows they got that figured out.
So you don't have to explain it. Just Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps way.
That's
we
everything.
Get it. Yeah.
So I actually really liked the like sing song, you know, marching cadence. Like I got into that, man. Did you ever listen to Sergeant Joel Vine's album and shit?
No, I've never heard of
that. You gotta listen to that because it's just the normal left, right, Leo kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Sergeant Joel Vines can fucking sing it, dude.
Yeah.
And that man is intimidating as shit. When we were at MCT, he was walking by the second lieutenant. He's, you know, Sergeant Major. And this lieutenant's like, where's my salute, Sergeant Major? And he goes, why don't you climb up my stack and fucking get it?
Yeah.
I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's badass. He scared the shit out of me, though. But he's super cool. Like, I didn't want to screw with him.
It's kind of weird to have like a scared boner, you know? Like,
it's so attractive. Oh, God. Don't bully me. I'll come. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to dive into is mental health. Mental health, I think, is huge for all of us, and especially guys that have been through everything like you have, you know. And I'm sure I'm hoping this is where this goes, is I'm hoping that your story kind of leads into dealing with that through music. Is kind of what I was hoping. So let's just talk mental health. We always pretend to be a mental health podcast. So let's talk about it a little bit. You know, what's mental health to you?
To me, mental health is a daily thing. A lot of people, when they hear mental health, they immediately think of like the negative side of it, like depression, anxiety, PTSD. And that's definitely a huge part of it. But for me, what I've learned is it's a daily battle to wake up and keep going every single day. And so when I hear mental health, I think of that daily struggle or that daily fight that the people who deal with mental health are in every single day. And then the people who might not even have bad mental health, they might be struggling to not become somebody with bad mental health. And so it's just that daily grind that I think of.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great way to look at it. It's a part of our daily life, and it's something that everyone should be striving to work on more. I mean, just like our physical health and appearance, we should be working on that mental side too, to really maintain that balance. Because if your mental game gets screwed up, then the rest of everything's just going to be done. You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, if I'm tired, I'm mentally usually just a wreck. Like I'll sit there and I'll just bawl in my chair for no reason. I'll just be sitting there and nothing happens, and I'm just like, oh God, I'm such a pussy. You know, like what's wrong with me? And then, you know, but it's really, that's been a huge journey for me in my life lately, especially is just trying to figure out all that daily stuff, you know. So I love that you're really keying in on that, and I like that you key in on there's good parts of it because we're really focused on the bad, right?
Yeah, too much, I think. We're focused so much on the bad that when you hear mental health, it gets an automatic negative connotation in a lot of people's heads.
Right.
And one of my goals and with my branding and my music is to try to change that and to try to be a living example that you can have mental health issues and be an example of something positive,
right?
You know, of overcoming it and fighting it daily and winning against it. And someone that has used that fight to become successful.
Yeah, I love that too. We kind of talked about that with Chris Naganuma, one of our last guests here. Like he was talking about the DV group, Dysfunctional Veterans. He's like, I hate that because they're trying to say that we're all dysfunctional. We're all just broke dicks. And, it's like, that's not the case. And, that's, kind of our background anyway, was like, we're trying to inspire guys to realize that you're not broke. You're just more experienced,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of guys that just need somebody to reach out and talk to, and they need to get their stories off their chest. And we're trying to provide that for them.
Well, then you can't let your past define who you are and define your future, especially when most of these veterans only served like 4 to 6 years. And then here they are 15, 20 years later, and all they are is this veteran. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have anything about themselves or anything else. It's just my time in service, which I mean, I'm not to take away from that. Like, it's not saying that it's not a big deal and a big part of like who you are now because of that.
Right.
But, personally, I think that you need to let some of that go and be who you are now and live
Absolutely.
your life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dakota Meyer, I had the chance to talk to him on his podcast for a second, and he said it. He's like, a guy came up to me, he said, I'm so-and-so disabled veteran. He goes, that's the one thing you're most proud of?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, why is that what you're proud of? He's like, what are you doing today? What are you excited about today? And I love that. I was like,
right.
You're absolutely right. It's like Dakota's trying to become a firefighter. So he's proud of that. That's what he's proud of right now.
Right.
I'm working on, I do this podcast. I do this gun room radio stuff. I write music. That's what I'm proud of. That's the stuff I'm proud of.
Exactly.
So it's like, what are you proud of today? And we have to, I mean, obviously the past is going to always be there. We can't just get rid of it, but how do we move forward?
Right. Yeah. And it's interesting that we're on this topic, because this is literally something that I was just talking about yesterday with somebody, about how I feel like the veteran community and veterans, we isolate ourselves within our own community and we box ourselves in, because a lot of veterans, like, you only hang out with other veterans, you only do veteran related activities, and it's only veteran related stuff that is in your life, and you identify as, oh, I'm former Sergeant so-and-so from the Army or from the Marine Corps, from the Navy, from whatever. You don't identify as who you are in this moment today. I was talking to my friend about how there are so many veterans who lock themselves into just being a veteran and only being around veterans and only doing veteran related things. And one thing that I'm working on now is I'm hanging out with more civilians and people who had nothing to do with the military, people who are just in the music industry, and people who are just general public. And it's helped me see a bigger world and make more friends outside of just the veteran community.
I love that, man. It's amazing. Yep. And that's kind of the thing that I'm a little bit excited right now in the growth in the veteran community, because now they're starting to include first responders, law enforcement officers, doctors, nurses, all those people that also are doing everything to be heroes every day. So, I mean, it's like a small growth, and you're still kind of keeping in that mentality of hero mentality, or whatever you want to call it. But it's growth, and it's going in an outwardly positive direction that I like, and like me and TJ, kind of when we first started this, that was our thing, was we didn't want to be just for vets. We wanted to include first responders and really anyone with like mental health, anyone that's been through something, and just like get their stories out there and talk to them, because we can't sit there and seclude ourselves and only look after ourselves, because in my opinion, we're just really good at taking care of people. That's what we do. So why not share that?
Right. Yeah. And another group of people that I think would be good to get on podcasts and interviews and radios and things like that to talk about this are like psychologists, the people who are actually educated in it, they could teach us how to help ourselves.
Yeah. I've been trying to get one.
Yeah. Cause we can sit here and talk about it. I mean, I have my BA in behavioral science, so I know a little bit about it, but I'm not a psychologist, and I didn't get my degree. I don't have a master's or a doctorate in psychology. So I can't talk to it like a doctor or a psychologist could. And so I feel like those would also be good people to bring on, podcasts and things like that are related to mental health.
Absolutely.
The people who are actually educated in it, who can give us tips and shit like that,
Yeah, I'm trying to get one of the local therapist or whatever. She's like, she does all this mental health, and she's a doctor in that and whatnot. And I keep trying to get her, but she's like afraid to be on like
on camera and all that.
Yeah. So I'm like, it'll be fine. Maybe we just do like an audio podcast or something.
Right.
She probably listened to our podcast and is like, yeah, I'm not gonna be associated with these fucking hillbillies, you know.
I think that's a lot of that's us, man. Why would I go on a show with two rednecks? This just seems like a terrible idea. God. So the mental health journey, we're diving down that road. We kind of talked about a lot of the stuff there involved. Mm-hmm. How have you used music to help you with your mental health?
Tremendously. I mean, where do I start? So music has been a part of my life since elementary school. I started off playing in my elementary school the little band that we had, and I played drums. That's where it started. And that led to me playing drums all the way from there throughout high school before I went into the Marine Corps. So I was in my high school drum line. And then also in high school was when singing started for me. There was a choir, like an after school program that included a choir at my high school. And so I joined that choir and I started doing solos and singing that way. And so that's how music, I guess, was born within me, right? Just naturally. Right. And then while I was in the Marine Corps, actually, I was that guy who was like singing in the hallway. I didn't give a shit. I was like, this is who I am. I'm not going to fucking stop being who I am because I'm a Marine. Oh, yeah. So I had friends in the Marine Corps who knew that I sang. One of those friends introduced me to a guy who was stationed in Oki when I went there in 2006, who was a music producer. And he knew a couple of other Marines who were rappers. Long story short, I ended up recording 2 albums with them while I was in Oki in 2006. That was my first time ever writing a song. So that got me introduced to songwriting. That also got me introduced to recording in a recording studio because he had a studio set up in his barracks room. So that got me familiar with like the recording process and how that whole thing works. And then so when I got out of the Marine Corps and I ended up going through all the stuff I went through, I was homeless, PTSD, depression, anxiety. I ended up being able to go and lean on that talent and that experience in music as a form of therapy because I got a great suggestion from an amazing therapist that I was seeing at the VA after I was homeless. And she got to know me a little bit, told her about my childhood and how I did music. And she educated me and she was like, you can use that talent in music as a form of therapy for your depression and your anxiety and your PTSD, because when you sing and you songwrite, it releases adrenaline in your brain, which is the natural biological combatant of depression. And when you're songwriting, it's almost like you're journaling. So it's therapeutic. It's like getting your thoughts out. And you're actually doing it more because not only are you getting your thoughts out from your head, like you're journaling it, writing the song, but you're also singing it, which is, if you think about it, singing is really just controlled yelling. All I'm doing when I'm singing is I'm yelling, but I'm controlling the sound that's coming out of my mouth to sound like notes of a song. And so yelling itself is therapeutic. There's a lot of psychological research that it's called yelling therapy, where people will go into a dark room and they'll just scream their head out and it feels good. And singing is a version of yelling. So it combines the songwriting, which is therapeutic because it's like journaling, and the singing, which is like yelling. And so it's therapeutic within itself. The art form is therapeutic within itself. And I had the talent to do it because I had been doing it all my life. So it's just like, hey, take this and this, combine them, and maybe it'll help. And so I ended up doing that. And that's what ended up saving my life.
I love that. That's so amazing. It really is. I get it because, I just sit there and I write. I can't I'm not a big journaler, but I will write the shit out of music because that's all I can, I connect with it. You know what I mean? So it just makes more sense to me. And I've always been like, maybe just write music because, that's how I get my emotion out. I can't connect with people through words very well, but I'll write the piss out of a song, or I know a song that explains how I feel, or I know a song that I can hopefully have you listen to that you'll understand how I'm feeling at the time,
Absolutely.
Because if you ask me, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm fine.
Typical. Suck it up. Yep.
You do that, and we try to combat that here.
I'm not a bitch. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
but we do it
Drink
anyway.
some fucking water. Drink water.
Change your socks.
Yeah, you got change your socks. Put on some fucking take some Motrin. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah, I have zero musical talents or really any talent at all, but I do yell a lot. And
Yeah.
I enjoy yelling, and it makes me feel good. It doesn't have to be about anything, just yelling. So that makes sense. That it's therapeutic. So from now on, next time HR, I've talked to them, like, listen, bitch, like, maybe not. I might leave the bitch part out, but
yeah,
this is my therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go back in your office and let me do my shit. You know?
Why is he screaming so much?
Why is he just yelling? That's all he does. Don't let him fool you. He's really talented. He's a master fixer.
Yeah.
Baiter.
Oh yeah. Master baiter.
Really good at fishing. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's a fixer, man. He's really good at fixing shit. He's also super good at being a redneck, and that's a talent in itself, man. You should have seen it. He had a video and photo of him moving a trampoline on a fucking one of those ATVs.
Yeah, that is some redneck shit. Yeah,
he didn't tear it apart. He just set the whole ass trampoline on top of this ATV and drove that shit home.
I just call it work smarter, not harder. You know.
Hey, if it gets the job done, fuck it.
We're all about just finding the simplest solution to a very difficult problem. Probably.
Yeah,
you know.
That is some veteran shit, though.
It really is. Did
you even tie it down or no?
No, man.
No,
I had my
right?
on the
I fucking knew it.
On the back end, you know.
I fucking knew it. Yeah.
it got a little shifty.
Just back there.
I got it, guys. I got it.
Don't worry. We calmed everybody's nerves with a little bit of whiskey. That way everything went smooth.
Yeah, that's a big crutch for vets too, man. Is fucking whiskey. We're like alcohol in general. We're fucking terrible about it.
Alcoholics Anonymous doesn't have shit on the veteran community.
I know.
Yeah, well, and
we just don't go to meetings.
Well, no,
we don't. You know,
you haven't been to meetings apparently, but like you know,
I went to anger management once.
That one, I swear to God, anger management is solely there to get you more pissed off and to be like, see, knew you were mad.
Because you talk about the shit that gets you pissed off.
Yeah.
And then you get mad and you're like, this isn't helping.
You're going to make me stand in a corner and stare at this red dot that you stuck on the fucking wall, this little red sticker. And like, after about, 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to be pissed off that I'm a grown ass man standing in the fucking corner. Yeah. Like I'm in timeout.
That's how I felt about that. Did you have to take that test before you went overseas, or was that just us in our generation, the Afghan generation? They made us take a test on like mental stability or something before we went overseas, and it kept asking me the same fucking question over and over and over and over and over again. And like, how do you feel? And I was like,
it was like a survey, right?
Yeah, kind of like a survey kind of thing.
Yeah, we did that when we left and when we got back.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like to check your mental stability as to how things were for you. And I was like, this is going to piss anyone off because I'm tired of answering the same fucking question. I've answered the same question 16 times. I'm on this for the 17th time, and you're asking how I'm going to feel if you keep asking me this question. I'm angry.
Yeah. I think I fucked that up because I just like copy and pasted, and I was like, see previous answer. See previous answer. On all the rest of them.
I didn't know that those things were meant to actually get you help if you needed it. I thought they were like gonna fucking judge me or like lock me up if I put down that I had any issues. So I purposely checked. No, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm fine. Even though I knew I wasn't, because I was like, if I put some other shit, they're probably gonna fucking come get me and lock me up or put me in some psych ward or some shit. So I was like, I ain't going through that. So I'm just gonna put that I'm fine.
Well, it's both though. It's both because they are going to try to get you the help that you need.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, but they don't do a very good job of getting you the help because they don't know what kind of help fixes this stuff. But so that's one aspect of it. But it also is to fucking lock you up if you need to be locked up at the same time. So it's really weird. Like hell, I remember doing that for whenever I was leaving Afghanistan, like a week or two before we left, and we had to do it. And all my higher ups were like, "Hey, listen, like if you say this on that, then you're not going to be able to re-enlist, or you're not going to be able to get this, or they're going to come and like take all the guns away from you. I know you love hunting and shit, like you're going to take all your guns. You're not going to be allowed to hunt. You're not going to, So of course, like I was coached on how to answer those, and then I get out and I'm like, those dirty sons of bitches are just trying to screw me out of my benefits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I always lied and was just like, I'm fine, I'm good.
I think
Even
that's
though I
what we're
know I
good at,
wasn't.
though. I think we're really good at like we said, man. You suck it up and you're like, nah, I'm good.
Yep.
And then
Well,
people listen to music and then they go, you're kind of fucked up, aren't you? And you're like, what? You know?
Well, the Marine Corps is the worst, man. Like, so men in general are really bad at showing their emotions and saying how they feel, just because that's like we're always told, like, don't be a bitch, fucking man up, you know, deal with your shit. And like pretty much every man deals with that, right? Like as a young boy, you know. But then the Marine Corps is like, oh, your legs broke? Can you fucking not finish this run? No, seriously, like yeah, I see it dangling in like 3 opposite directions, but like finish a run or fucking like, you know.
What, you gonna fall out, Marine?
Yeah.
You gonna fall out?
Yeah.
Then you're like, no.
They
to fall out.
You wouldn't run if to save your buddy's life if he's about to die and your legs broke, like you fucking pussy.
Yeah. And then you make the shit 10 times fucking worse than it was when it started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was my favorite shit about the Marine Corps. It was like, that's up there too. Like,
hell yeah, because
how can we make everything worse?
Don't fall out. I'm good at is I can make situations worse. So maybe that's my talent, you know. Like,
that's a good talent. I've got the same talent, man. I'm really good at making things way worse than they have to be.
Hey, man, you think shit's bad right now? Let me show you. Here you go.
It can always be worse, you know.
You're welcome.
Just give me 10 minutes.
Yeah. Give me 10 minutes. I'll make this way worse. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do.
Then they're like, "How do you even have friends?" I'm like, "Well, I don't. That's my secret, Captain. I'm just a piece of shit."
So we have this music journey going, I think, is where we're at right now. Jesus, sorry, we're like, we've got ADHD. We shouldn't be running shit. It's bad. It's super bad. Squirrel, you know, kind of thing.
Wait, what'd you say?
What? We're on the music journey. So you did the couple albums in the Okie.
Yeah.
And then you come back stateside and whatnot. Like, how does the music career develop? How does it keep going?
So I do the 2 albums in Okie. Those actually never get released. Nobody's heard those. We burned them to CDs and never saw them again, pretty much.
Yeah,
and so I get out of the Marine Corps, and then all the bad stuff starts. So that's when I was detained by police for fighting my brother, and then I ended up homeless after that. Jeez. And I was living in my car for a couple of weeks before I ended up being put into a veterans homeless shelter for 1.5 years. And then while I was in that homeless shelter, I was writing music. So what I would do was I would find free online beats, and then I would play them in my car and write songs in my car at the homeless shelter. I had a car still. And so it was even happening then when I was homeless. I was expressing myself through songwriting, through just sitting in my car writing songs to beats. And then I ended up, like I said, getting that amazing therapist who suggested that I use music as therapy. And so then what I did was I saved up a bunch of money and I went out and I bought recording studio equipment. And so I bought the computer, the speakers, the microphone, all the stuff you need to make music. And I ended up writing music. I ended up recording songs. And that's kind of where it all, I guess, began on the professional level, because that's when I started taking it from an idea and just something I did sitting in my car in high school, whatever, to like actually recording real music. And it just flew from there. And then the next thing I know, I'm doing Gunshots, and that video comes out. And then, I mean, the rest has been history. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride so far.
That's it's such a good song too, man. I eat it
Thank
up.
you.
But like I said, man, like I listen to a lot of them, and we've got them on Gunroom Radio now. So if people want to listen to them somewhere else, Gunroom Radio is a great place to go with it. We've got all of your songs on Gunroom, and we're having fun, man. I was so excited to be able to be like the one that got to introduce it, and I was just like, shit, yes, man. I was like, we're gonna play the shit out of Elliot Mckenzie, man. I was like, it's gonna be,
Thanks,
it's gonna be Elliot Mckenzie hour. I might do that. I might actually do that again tomorrow. I got a DJ tomorrow. I'm just gonna play all your songs back to back to back for like fucking 3 hours.
Yeah, he's like, Elliot might smell kind of funny, but damn it, he can sing.
Right? I don't wear deodorant, but I can sing.
Yeah, I don't wear deodorant. I kind of sing. I do all right.
Well, I don't do either, so I'm just out here killing
it. We're self degrading around here a little bit, just a skosh. It's bad, one of the other guys, and I'm sure these guys are going to reach out to you. Donald Dunnell, especially, he'll want to interview you. With Two Drunk Dudes and Gun Room, and Brian Roof. He's another DJ. He's another Marine vet. The Marine vets are kind of just bullying all the other vets because we're in high demand.
Yeah, I think Donald and I spoke today.
I love him. He's such a good guy.
Called me on my way home from filming today.
Yeah, he's about
a couple organizations he wants to link me up with. So yeah,
probably Operation Encore and those guys and whatnot.
Yeah, probably. The campaign, it's either Operation Encore, right?
Yep.
And then also, he's going to link me up with them, and then also the festival that you mentioned earlier. He's going to see, he's going to see if he can get me to perform at that at some point. So
you let me know. Between me and Donald, I live right down the interstate from Jason. Me and Jason talk all the time, so we can get you up at Hero Stock, no problem. And then
I told him I'm there. If you guys can arrange it, I'm there.
Yeah, we can get it done. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
And then
I was telling him too, that's one of my goals is to expand my horizons around the nation, because I've built a lot of good relationships here in the LA area and in Southern California, but I want to start expanding my horizons and start performing all over the country and start building relationships all over the country. So I'm not just performing a lot here, I'm performing everywhere, and I'm, impacting people positively as much as I can.
Yeah. And that's what Gun Room's about too, is getting to expand it, because we want you guys to be able to not have to fight the algorithms and everything that's out there right now that you have to combat.
Right.
We want a place where you're going to get heard and you have a way to get out there. So that's what we're working on too, But you already explained what the music process, kind of writing process looks like for you. I was going to ask you, do you do the music and then the words, or do you do the words sometimes then the music, or is it just like a shit show like it is for me?
So my writing process has changed throughout the years slightly, or I guess maybe molded, because it really isn't changed. It's just been altered slightly. So I always start the same way. I start with production. So I don't produce myself. So I will reach out to producers, or I'll find producers, or I'll network with producers that I know here in person in the LA area, and they'll send me beats. And so then what I'll do is I'll write arrangement first. So I work on the notage and the arrangement first without lyrics to the beat. And then I'll add lyrics that fit the arrangement that I came up with to the arrangement, and then go in and add like harmonies and might change up things here and there. And I just piece it together piece by piece until it's done. Typically, now what I do though is that process has stayed the same, but now I break it up into pieces more. So where I'll start with a certain section of the song, like I'll start by arranging and writing the chorus or the hook first. And then once the hook is done, then I'll go in and I'll do the first verse, second verse, and the bridge or whatever else. And then I'll do the ad libs after that. So my process now is production first, get a beat, arrangement to the beat in pieces, whatever order they come to me in, typically the hook first, and then the verses, and then the bridge, and then the ad libs, and then mix and master, and it's done.
I love that. It's it's such a, I don't think people realize how much goes into it. I mean, when you're me, it doesn't. It's like a fucking, I sit there, I play a lick on the guitar, and then I'm like, wonder what would fit that words wise. And I write shit down.
Yeah.
I get my crayon out, and I'm just like,
What flavor?
It's always going to be pink for me. I always use pink. I love pink. Pink's my favorite color. I get so much shit for that.
I switch between red and purple.
Our buddy Brian, his favorite's green. He's a green guy. But yeah, I'm a pink guy. I don't know what's your color, TJ?
Probably red, but I feel pink too. Because it's like a red light.
Yeah, it's red light.
I don't, if I don't want to get like too full.
I'm trying to lose the weight, so I go with the light red.
It's like diet red.
Yeah, it's diet red.
Yeah,
We're gonna start. I'm gonna start calling pink that, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Diet red crayons.
Yeah, can I get a diet red crayon? And what? What
the fuck? Are you okay?
Are you all right?
Are you okay? How do you not know what a fucking diet red crayon is?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
What kind of restaurant is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's what I should do next time I have my kids. I go to a restaurant. And they're like, they get the little kids mad and be like, if they don't hand them pink, be like, you got a diet red.
Start stealing crayons. No, we're gonna need 2 packages of crayons, one for him and
one for me.
Yeah, any appetizers? No, you send it with the kids menu.
Yeah, you can send it with the kids menu. We got this covered. I've actually done that because we were with some people and they're like, "Yeah, just crayon eater." So we had some crayons at the table. I just grabbed one, I ate it, and I was like, "Who's the asshole now?"
That's who I need to introduce you to. Have you guys heard of CREs?
Yeah.
So if you look it up, CRE is Crayons Ready to Eat. It's this amazing company that's they were based here in San Diego, but I think he moved somewhere in the Midwest. He was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, got out, and he basically took that whole crayon eater notion and he was like, I'm going to make it a real thing. So he actually developed crayons that you can eat. It's white chocolate that's colored, and it's actually I don't know what material, what chocolate it's made out of, but you can actually like take a piece of paper and color with them crayons, but it's actually chocolate that you can eat. And the wrapper that they come in looks like a mini MRE.
I need 700 of these.
It's fucking dope. Yeah, I can get you guys, the guy who owns the company, to come on the podcast.
That would be amazing.
You guys can interview him and talk all about it. Yeah, I've tried them and they're so good. Like
we'll
they're
get the
really
information
good
from you after the show. But I love that, man. Oh, it's just so cool. Like there's so many vets out there doing so many cool things. It's neat. But I did have to ask you before we start wrapping things up though. What's your favorite song that you have?
Oh, Fight Back, for sure.
That is good. I really like that one.
So I think my fan base's favorite song is Gunshots.
For sure.
And I love Gunshots. That's a close second. But Fight Back is definitely my favorite song of all time that I've done. Not just because it reaches everybody in general, because I think Gunshots is very specific to the veteran community because it's about combat PTSD and sound sensitivity. But Fight Back is about it's for everybody. It's about fighting back against your mental illness, no matter who the fuck you are, whether you're a veteran, somebody with Down syndrome, somebody who has any kind of mental illness. It's about fighting back against that. And so it reaches a bigger population. So I feel like it makes more of an impact, or it's able to make more of an impact. And it's so much of my favorite song that I actually got it tattooed on my arm. So if you look,
I love that.
That sound wave.
That's badass.
That sound wave is actually
shit.
That's actually the sound wave directly pulled out of the recording session, and it's the first line in the song.
That's awesome, man.
So I pulled it out, so cool. I screenshotted it, and then I put it on my arm behind the microphone. So that's actually the first line in Fight Back.
That's so cool. Oh, fuck. Why don't I think of shit like this? I don't do anything cool like that. I'm an idiot. I really like No You're Not Alone.
Yeah, that's probably top 3. Yeah. Fight Back, No You're Not Alone, and Gunshots are
like I've been listening to the shit out of that like lately. I've been feeling it, man. I was just like, fuck, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, No You're Not Alone is it's on my t-shirts. I don't know if you knew this, but I actually sell t-shirts from my website, and one of my t-shirts says No You're Not Alone on it, and it's based off that song.
I'm gonna have to get one.
Yeah, well, what's your website?
The store is ElliotMckenziestore.com. But if they just go to my website, they'll see on there's a tab that says store, and it'll take them to it. But the direct URL for the store itself is ElliotMckenziestore.com.
I will go ahead and quit being a lazy turd this weekend, and I will just link it all into the podcast information when I post it Saturday. Yeah, I'll just put it in the description of the podcast. I'll get your store in there, and we'll get everything. And thanks, everyone should be able to find you everywhere. I mean, everywhere music.
Yeah. Nowadays you can just Google me. I was somehow famous. It was crazy. A while back, Google actually contacted me and they let me know that I'm Googleable now, and they give you this thing that's called a Google panel, which is basically like if you Google a celebrity or you Google somebody that's well known, and you just type their name into Google, there's that panel that pops up on the right side of your screen with like their photo and like a quick little like a paragraph description of who they are. That's called a Google panel, and public figures are given a Google panel. And so Google contacted me and they're like, we just want to let you know we're giving you a panel because you've done this, this, and this, and this. So you're a public figure now. And so now people can just Google my name and everything will pop up. My website, my Instagram, all of the interviews I've done. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's
I just got accepted to be considered professional on Facebook. That's all I got going for me.
I mean, you Google my name and it's like county jails, like mugshots and shit. But
the FBI's 10 most wanted. There's just TJ.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been arrested that many times. You know, it just so happens that it was in like a lot of different states and a lot of different counties. So I can consolidate it all, like Google mugshots. Maybe that should be a thing, like Google mugshots, you know?
Hey, no, you should do like a website, tjsmugshots.com.
Right.
We should do a picture of TJ's mugshots and make a picture of TJ with his mugshots.
A calendar.
Yeah. Kind of like, look at this photograph.
Yeah.
Calendar, man.
You could do like a month every, a whole physical calendar, print that shit out, sell it. TJ 2020 for next year, do like TJ 2024. Every month is a new mugshot.
New mugshot.
Hell yeah.
He'll probably have a mugshot for every month, just from getting arrested in that month.
Like so I mean, like if I start now, then I wouldn't have to get arrested again until approximately like 2029. You know?
Oh fuck, I love it.
I do too, man. This is why we have TJ. He's our sassy one-liner guy too. He does so good. I
appreciate the sassy part.
Yeah. He is sassy.
Sassy.
So sassy.
Sass in there.
You're a silly goose.
Why don't you just go ahead and go ahead and sit in that pond, you silly goose.
You silly
TJ sassy pants.
I love it.
Oh shit. Hey man, I was gonna ask you though, just sidetracking a little bit. Were you part of the funeral detail in the movie Dog?
Yes, I was. Yeah. So
no shit.
Yeah, you can only see my hand though. I'm pissed about that because so get this, right? So
fuck, does TJ know what your hand looks like?
It's weird, man. Like
I get the casting call. We don't know what it is because it's a big feature film, so they won't tell us. They just told us it's a feature film. So myself and probably I want to say about 15 other actual just veterans. I don't know who was combat, who wasn't, but myself and about 15 other veterans, and then I think we had about 3, maybe 4 civilians, and we rehearsed the day before we filmed for hours. It was like 6 hours we rehearsed because we had to go through the entire funeral procession, the 21 gun salute, folding the flag, all of that. We had to make it look as accurate and legit as possible. So we spent the whole the day before we filmed rehearsing for I think it was 6 hours. Put all this work in. We get to the set, and then they ended up cutting the scene to I think it ended up that piece of the 21 gun salute, and then us folding the flag ended up being only a minute in the whole movie. And so the only part that you can see from me is there's a section when they're folding the flag. You can see my right hand right there in front of the camera, and that's it.
And TJ he fucking did. I was like, I didn't know he's in a movie. TJ goes, yeah, he's in a fucking movie. I'm pretty sure. And I'm like, now I'm wondering how he just knows what your hand looks like.
Yeah, man. So
yeah,
I got
that's Elliot's hand.
That's Elliot's hand. I knew it.
It's my fucking hand.
I'd recognize that hand anywhere.
It's a fucking hand.
I love it, dude.
I did that when I went to see it in the theater, because obviously I was going to do that. I went to go see it in the theater, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's my fucking hand. Everybody turned around and looked at me like, is that guy okay?
Is he all right? And you're like, I'm in a fucking movie with my hand.
My hand is famous.
That's me, mother bitches.
Oh god,
it was good times. But no, it was a good experience. Channing Tatum is really cool. He's really chill. Really supportive of the veteran community. In fact, some of his closest friends are veterans, Army Ranger veterans, and that's why he made that movie himself. All of Dog was made by him and his friends.
That's awesome.
It was his idea. They all came up with it. It wasn't some big studio that was like, hey, we want to make this big military movie. We're just going to use Channing Tatum as an actor. No, like he came up with all that and his friends came up with that. And the production company that I think he developed came up with that. And so that was near and dear to his heart. And so Channing is really, really supportive of the veteran community. And he's a really cool guy. They fed us the whole day while we were there. It was just overall a great experience.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and my hand is now famous. So
yeah, it really is. I really am baffled by this whole TJ knowing your fucking hand thing. I don't think.
Yeah.
I really don't think you understand how fucking like weirded out I am right now.
Hey, that might come in handy one of these days. You know, I mean,
that was bad.
He's got it out there.
That was bad. That was.
I've been working. Listen, I've been working with dad jokes. So my dad jokes are like, I call them dad jokes, but they're like, no, they're too dirty to be dad jokes. I'm like, shit, you're right.
Boy, that'd come in handy. That's what you're going with.
Yeah, I'm trying to, PC it some, and
I guess, man. Anyway, I don't want to keep you all night, Elliot. So we're gonna go ahead and do our thing. We usually try to wrap the show up by asking everybody what they took from the show. I'm sure there's not much there for you to take because we're idiots, but what'd you take from the show?
I took the fact that it's super casual. Like a lot of the interviews I've done, they are scripted. They go by a specific schedule. You have to hit certain bullet points. I love the fact that I could just joke with you guys and just be myself and just, just a room full of veterans.
Yeah, that's what we're about, man.
I love it. Felt good.
TJ, what'd you take, man?
Really, I think when you said, like, talking about mental health and things like that, I can't remember exactly what it was that you said, but it was like you may not have mental health issues right now, but like people, they may develop, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that's something when Derek asked you about, like, what is mental health to you? And that makes a lot of sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because no matter who you are and no matter how, awesome things may be in your life at the moment, like eventually people are going to be dealing with some issues,
Right.
And that's one thing that kind of stood out to me.
I love Thank that. You.
And then also we got to do our TJ wrap up.
Yeah, we're right now. We're wrapping it up.
Oh, you want me to?
No.
Well, no. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now because I'm hoping we can maybe get Elliot back on and then do like a part 2.
Yeah,
at some point, and then I'm befriending you whether you like it or not. So you're gonna
do it. We're friends now. So
yeah, we're friends now.
You're welcome.
You get no choice.
Thank you.
I've got crap and stuff to do yet today, apparently. So I'm just like trying to get through 800 things today. My schedule's awesome.
Being your guys' friend will come in handy.
It really will.
So it's cool when he says it. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome when he says it. You're just fucking Joe Mingo. Shut up.
Listen, all right. Hey, don't be a cocksucker. And when people are trying to reach out to you and they're having issues, listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot more courage to admit and for you to ask for help than most people would think. Also, if you have buddies that are always posting dank ass memes and shit like that on Facebook or the Twits and fucking whatever else, Instagrams, shit like that, and they're just not being as active as normal, then reach out to them because that's a sign that things may not be going as well for them, without them reaching out. So don't be a cocksucker. Listen whenever they're reaching out. Try to be as helpful as you can, and just be a good fucking person. Be a good friend. Be a good battle buddy.
Yeah, Jesus is my battle buddy. So that's what my downstairs neighbor, he was in boot camp and he got in trouble for not having his battle buddy with him. He goes, Jesus is my battle buddy, sir. And he just got fucking tore apart for it. So, now I'm just like, yeah, Jesus is my battle buddy. So it sucks to be you guys, but no, what I took from the show is just how amazing of a human being you are, how cool you are. I love that you're like down to earth. You're a real guy. You're not letting anything change who you are. And that's what I love about this whole thing, about getting to meet you and getting to talk to you. And like I said, getting to share your music. It's an amazing thing. I'm going to pimp you on fucking Gun Room Radio all day tomorrow. I'm just going to do it.
As long as I get 50%.
Yeah, I got to get access back to my Gun Room fucking radio. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. On that note, I guess one thing that a lot of people, because I've heard that before, people meet me and they're like surprised by how chill I am. One thing that a lot of people might not remember, but like think of, is the fact that I used to be homeless. Like I used to be that guy who didn't know if I was going to have a tomorrow.
Right.
And all of this stuff that I have now, all of this notoriety and the stuff that's happened with me since Gunshots came out was not planned, not expected. A lot of people have heard my story, and in my story, you might have heard me say, I released that music video and that song with the Marine rapper. I would have been happy if 100 people saw that music video, or 5 people wrote a comment and said, hey, this is kind of cool. All of that extra shit I got afterwards, like the news and the interviews and everything that's happened since then, none of that has been expected. I wasn't going into that experience thinking, oh, I want to become famous. Right. I was going into that experience thinking, oh, I think this is a topic that needs to be discussed. I have the musical talent. Why don't I combine the information in music in a song? And bam, Gunshots was born. And that's all I cared about. And so a lot of this stuff that's happened to me, a lot of people would typically in Hollywood or in the music industry would be like, oh, I'm so-and-so. No, like I used to sit in my car and cry, not knowing if I was going to survive the next day. Like, why am I going to act like that? I don't know. I'm not humble. I'm super humble. Yeah.
Humble.
And I'm super grateful. Like all this stuff that I've had happen to me since, every single inch of it, I'm grateful for. And will be for the rest of my life. I never thought I'd be performing at places like Staples Center for the 5th time next week. Like I never even imagined I'd get to a venue even a quarter that size. Now I'm performing in front of stadiums full of people, and that's a dream come true. And so like, yeah, like I'm never ever, no matter how famous I ever get, no matter whatever happens to me, no matter what my success ever reaches, I'm always going to be that person that's super chill, super easy to talk to. If I ever get to like a super famous level, I've always told myself, like, I will always have a meet and greet at every concert I do. As long as it's available, I will always set up a meet and greet, because I always want to meet my fans and my supporters and thank them directly for what they give to me. And so it's just me. That's just the way I am.
Yeah. He's going to Madison Square Garden next,
Maybe that's my issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't be famous because like I'm an asshole now. So if I ever got famous, like I'm just gonna be a famous asshole.
Fuck off, everybody!
Like he would be. He'd be like, God, it wouldn't be good. It would be fucking terrible for fucking everybody. I can't even imagine TJ being famous.
I'm pretty sure we don't have to worry about that. But
yeah, me either. I'm like, well, I'm going places. I'm going to be famous if I have my say in things, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll fucking Jesus Christ. More self-degradation before we leave here. We'll take off. We'll call it a night, man. Look up Elliot. He's Googleable, which is fucking awesome. I'm not. PJ isn't, other than his fucking mugshots. So, you know, if you want to know more about him, I'll get everything posted in the description. We'll try to have him back again. It's not going to be a matter of us. It's going to be a matter of how busy and famous he is by the time we get to him. So, because I've got nothing better to do with my time other than tonight. I made plans and I didn't know how long I was going to run. So, you know, what do you do? Things happen. We really do appreciate you coming on, man. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I know TJ's the same way. We're just so grateful. I mean, it's great. We're grateful to be able to talk to you and learn a little bit more about your story and get to know more about you. And like I said, man, I'm befriending you whether you like it or not. So
yeah, absolutely.
Stuck with it. I'll be messaging you and bullshitting
with
you anyway.
We're brothers by Marine Corps blood anyway. So
yeah, we're brothers from another mother.
Yeah, all three of us.
Hell yeah.
Threesome waiting to happen.
It is. It's it's a threesome with Mr. Fister over there.
Bring the loop.
You're ready. Listen, hey, I might not be a large guy, but I have really fat, big hands.
Looking kind of mighty and meaty.
Yeah, he's just. I'm not sure where any of this is going anymore.
Well, I decided to not say it because it's not PC. But
when have you ever been PC?
I thought we're not trying to. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying, like, look, like as a man, I wasn't as blessed. You know, if I was a lesbian, I'd be hung.
That's perfect. That's the perfect way to end the show right there, man. That's it. That's good.
No more PC? Cool. Fucking noted.
Like, noted. You never have been anyway. Why is this a new thing?
I try.
Why was this a thing today?
I tried.
You gave it a shot, I guess. That's what matters.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun, you know.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, there's more. But
wait till Hero Socks.
There's more.
Yeah, you're gonna need some Hero Socks for this jacket off here. We're about to have.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to. We'll fill you in on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long fucking story, man. Anyways, check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube. Like, review, share, do your whole thing. Be sure to check out Elliot Mckenzie. Share him. Get him out there because he's just beyond amazing. Very talented musician. And we're super blessed to have had him. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next week, we're out of here.